Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Leon Keys. If you're new to my channel, welcome and feel free to subscribe. So first of all, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys are all having a great Valentine's Day. But let's get straight into it. So if you've seen the title of the video, today we're gonna get into a really fun subject, how to play Kompa. So I'm sure I mentioned in the beginning that I do play piano in a Haitian church. So although most of the songs that are sung or classical songs, usually we do add like a Haitian flavor to the songs depending on what part of the service it is, like if it's the praise and worship part. But yeah, so in this video I'm just gonna show how to play Kompa, which is a Haitian style. And Kompa also is similar to other styles such as zouk and kizomba. They're all pretty similar, so what I teach can be applied to them as well, but you know, Kompa is just the main style. And so this video is for you Haitians out there who, you know, want to know how to play Kompa, whether it be in the church or whether you just want to jam out to a Kompa song. And it's also for people out there who basically non-Haitians who like, what is this Kompa like and how do you play it, right? So I'll just start off with, there's no wrong or right way to play it. If you remember in my video when I thought about reggae is pretty simple. As long as you follow the rhythm, you really can't go wrong. It's hard to mess up as long as you're following that rhythm. So Kompa is the same way. There's a rhythm to it, right? So you just want to make sure you're following the rhythm. But of course, you can play pretty much whatever you want. You can make it as simple as you want, or if you want to break into a solo when it's time to play a solo, you can do that as well. You can do pretty much whatever you want. But I will just break down like a few basic techniques you can use to get started. And then once you get your foot in on how to play more technical stuff on the keyboard, you can just go ham whenever you get comfortable. Okay, so to demonstrate, I'm going to use the example of a common song we usually sing at our church called This Is the Day, or in Creole it's called Voici le jour. Okay, so first of all, so this song has like a 1-5-1-4 progression. So if I just play the melody, this is what the melody sounds like, and I'll play like a one note in the bass just so you can see what chord progression it is. But this is how it goes. So I'll just stop there, but you get the point. It's like a 1-5-1 progression. So it's really just two chords to play around with here. So the most basic way to play the right hand is just using chords, like the triads. So like for example, if I were to play it to a Kompa beat, it would sound something like this. Okay, so it might be hard to like visualize without like a metronome, but if you count the beats as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 in, you're playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in. So on the and before 3 and then 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in. Okay, so that might sound tricky, but later on I'll try to play like a Kompa beat and then it'll start to make sense when you hear the beat. Okay, so that's one simple way to play it, just playing chords like this. that's one way. Another way is adding an extra chord on top of that. So instead of just 2 of them at a time, like maybe 3. So okay, so that's another way. And the trick for that is just when you add in the extra chord on top, you're just playing it at the first beat. So 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay. All right. So that's another way, just playing the chords. Now, of course, the next thing you could do, you could turn to arpeggios. So what that would sound like is, if you just go off the beat, it's like. Or you can even alternate and go down instead of going up, so like this. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. You can play it straight, just going up, playing straight, just going down, or you can alternate. So it doesn't really matter, you know, as long as it's following that rhythm. That's all that really matters. And I just played it, really. Another thing you could do, and this is what I've noticed playing Kompa in the church and just listening to it throughout the years, it's like a little riff that I hear often. So pretty much it always involves the 6th note. So if we're using C major, for example, the 6th note would be A. So let me demonstrate how that sound like. So for example, with the first chord, would it just be the 1 or the C major? It would be something like this. So you see how like you're pretty much playing the C major chord and just adding the 6th note on top of that and going back down. So and just keep playing that riff. And then when you're going back down to the 5, it's similar, but you're just kind of moving your fingers down a little bit so you can play the G major chord. So something like this. Or you can do something like that. So that's a common one I've been hearing when you're just adding this A note. It just kind of like, what's the word? Spices it up a little bit, gives it like a edge. I don't really know how to describe it, but I've been hearing this a lot. So when you're trying to be creative, you can just throw that in there, throw that kind of riff in there, and that'll sound pretty cool. But yeah, those are 3 different ways you can play the right hand, honestly. And there's probably a million other ways to do it, but those are just like 3 simple ones I often go to. But like I said, you can go ham. You can always apply the other tricks I've shown, like especially in the last video, when I show how to like improvise. You know, you can throw those tricks in there too, whatever I didn't mention in this video. But yeah, those are like 3 go-tos I go to, especially when you're just trying to accompany like the beat and you're not really trying to like take over necessarily. You're just trying to, you know, accompany the band and just keep it simple. Of course, when it's time to play a solo, you can do whatever. And maybe when I get to the intermediate section of my channel, I can talk more about, you know, what you can do for fancy solos and stuff like that. But just for this video, we're just keeping it simple. Now, to give another example of a song, my Haitians will know this. If you're Caribbean, you might have heard this too, but very common in the Haitian or any Francophone Caribbean country. So the example would be zouk, ça c'est American. I probably butchered that, but if you're Haitian, you know what that is. So the chord progression for this one is pretty simple. It starts from a G, and to an F, and to a C. So it kind of just follows the same thing throughout the song. So a 5, a 4, then a 1, then a 4. Yeah, so, and just to play the melody, there's different melodies in the song, but this is the one that's the one that people remember. So it's like, okay, so if you remember that melody, I hope it's ringing a bell. But okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna try to apply the same techniques I showed you. So, like for example, using the chord. Okay, and then there's also this. See, so you see how you can kind of like dance with the notes a little bit? You don't just have to play, just stop playing it there, just kind of dance with it. You can do that too. And even using the technique I showed earlier. See? So you see how adding this 6th note kind of just spices it up a little bit? So you can do that as well. You can just apply all these like techniques to any kompa, or in the case of the last song, that actually counts as a zouk song, but you see how they kind of sound similar. But anyway, yeah, so those are, you know, a few simple ways to play the right hand. Now, whenever you're playing kompa, usually you'll have a full band playing this, so you'll have a drummer playing the drums. And I must say this, it's a drummer that's really important because kompa is really defined by its beat, and the beat is really important. But you also have a bassist who's playing the bass and, you know, guitars and all that. But say you have a situation where, because I've had this situation a lot, where you're the only musician in the church or setting. It's just you and the keyboard. You don't have a bassist or a drummer. So this is where it's important for you as a keyboardist to kind of drive the rhythm with your left hand. Because without it, people won't really know, just hearing what you're playing the right hand, what it should sound like. So this is a way you can play the left hand for in case you don't have a bassist or a drummer, for example, okay? So one way is just playing the chord straight, like this. So you can play like that. One of my favorite ways is when you actually go this way. So you're inverting the C chord down, right? But you're adding that 6th note, like I mentioned, but on the left hand. So it sounds something like this. So that's another way. Or you can even invert it further, where you just pretty much just using the same notes, but like this, for example. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty straightforward. You can do anything else, obviously, like if you want to just do like an octave kind of thing. But I found like the previous 3 ways I showed are more like effective, especially when you're trying to you know, tap into what makes kompa sound like kompa, you know what I mean? So yeah, those are a few ways you can play the left hand. And obviously it might be tricky to, or you know, play arpeggios and stuff while you're playing this on the left hand. So it's just fine to just stick with those chords. But hey, if you feel comfortable, doing arpeggios while you're playing the left hand as well, go ham. It's fine. But it's also just effective just to play the chord. But yeah, that's pretty much a few basic tricks you can do when you want to play kompa or zouk, etc. So now what I want to do is I'm actually going to play a beat and then play the melodies of the songs I just showed you guys, and then just have you guys practice jamming to the beat with the tricks I showed you, okay? So without further ado, here we go. All right, so I hope you guys jammed out to that, and I hope you have fun. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but the main thing, kind of like I said with the reggae video, as long as you can feel the rhythm, feel the beat, and just be comfortable with that, you can play whatever. But yeah, so I hope you guys learned something and have fun like I did. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. But otherwise, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.